Hello everyone, Gary Raze with Remax Integrity, and I've got the good fortune of interviewing today Mr. Randy Free from CrossCountry Mortgage. And the reason I asked Randy for you to come here today is I want to try to explain some of the different mortgage packages that are available to our clients, because there's a lot of different good programs out there, if I'm not mistaken. So first of all, I know that you have a whole plethora of different ones. So I'm going to start with, let's pretend that a person that wants to downsize, and maybe they want to sell their house, maybe they don't, and want to try a different way and maybe buy a rental or whatever. Tell me the different programs that you would have available for someone wanting to downsize. What would be a good approach for a mortgage?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for having me on here. It's a privilege and a pleasure. And I would say that for a person downsizing, it's a really tough decision to make that transition.
Oh gosh, yes.
I mean, there's a plethora of reasons. And I would say find people that can really help you with that process. And if I'm to be a person to help with a mortgage loan, it could be something as simple as a smaller conventional loan. Reverse mortgages are a lot better than they used to be, and that's actually a great option if someone wants to retire gracefully.
Okay, I want to come back to that reverse mortgage in just a second. I want to put an idea in here with, let's pretend that a gentleman or a lady would like to downsize, but they've got a lot to do, but they found the perfect house to move to, but they haven't got theirs sold yet. What would you advise for a mortgage prior to them selling their home?
Well, they can do a quick home equity line of credit from their existing home.
Okay.
And there's no prepayment penalty, and they can pay it off at any time, but they would give them the funds to help them with that transition.
I like that, because a lot of times they will end up with quite a bit more money than the house that they're purchasing, simply because they've probably been in their bigger, older house for years and have a lot of equity reduced. So their equity has improved. Their balance that they owe is probably much less. So they've got a big pile of money, but it hasn't been spent yet because they haven't sold their house. But you say, hey, let's just do a home equity loan against the house and all is good. So they can purchase and then sell. Is that correct?
Correct. And we also have 3 different bridge loan products. And also we have a special program where you buy before you sell.
Well, that's kind of what we're talking about.
Right, yeah, but it's a special program where you can actually buy it before you actually sell your home. And it just depends on your situation of being able to qualify and what your needs are.
So you talked about an equity loan, and then you talked about 3 different types of loans that you can buy. What's the difference between what we just talked about, the different types of loans?
Well, a home equity line of credit is a second lien on your existing home where you have to income qualify.
Okay.
And a bridge loan is something where it's a temporary loan that you're using the equity of your existing home to then go buy another home. And it's a temporary loan that is in conjunction with the loan that you're using to buy on your future home. So once you sell your home and you pay off that bridge loan, you end up with your new loan that you've created on the new purchase of.
Okay, so you have bridge loans then, and you have equity lines of credit. Now let's go a different direction, Randy. Let's say that they are they're not going to be buying another home. They want to stay at their place, but they're really having a struggle making with their retirement. It's not enough to keep them going, but they want to stay in their home. Isn't this where a reverse mortgage comes in?
Absolutely. There is so much misinformation about reverse mortgages out there. And I feel like it's an incredible tool for some people.
What's the process?
And it's a matter of seeing a local mortgage professional and exploring those options of what is the best fit for what you're trying to do. But with in regards to a reverse mortgage, a lot of people don't know that you can actually most people think of a reverse mortgage as a refinance, but you can do a reverse mortgage for purchase. And the nice thing about a reverse mortgage is that you do not have a monthly payment.
Okay, so I'm going to stop you there. I want to become the person that is struggling making bills.
Okay.
I only have so much money coming in, but I've got this pile of equity against my home. Are you saying then that I could basically have the reverse mortgage borrow monthly, pay my bills, pay me or whatever, so I can make my bills, and I don't have to pay that back until the house, until I die or until I decide to sell, and then whatever is left. In other words, the equity is just paying you certain funds. Is that accurate?
Absolutely, Gary. Someone with equity in their home, a good amount of equity in their home, can do a reverse mortgage where they have options, whether they want to take out a lump sum or a combination of lump sum and have monthly income streams for life.
That's a big, important step. That's a good process. Very important, I might add. Now, let's talk about the person then that wants to maybe, I want to say they've got a lot of equity, but they want to move towards, I'll use the word downsize, but it really means that they want to move to get closer to their family members that live here, perhaps in another state. Is there a way that they could make that happen through their equity in their home?
When people get older, they realize what's important in life. If someone is retiring and saying wanted to move closer to their grandkids, they could sell their home and do a reverse mortgage for purchase. They can purchase a home with a reverse mortgage without any mortgage payment.
Okay.
And if they were to pay cash for that home, using the sale, the proceeds from the sale of their existing home, and they were just do a lateral move, that could be one option.
Okay, so I'm going to stop you there. Now I want you to put yourselves in this particular position. You're a family member that is retiring, and you want to get close to your children or your grandchildren. You're going to move somewhere, maybe in a whole different state. You could theoretically sell your home and purchase the home with those funds at the location, and no matter what that price is, you've got a lot of equity that you just transferred into the new home. Now you can do a reverse mortgage on that new home so that your cost per month to live there has significantly been reduced. Does that kind of summarize it?
Yes, and in reverse mortgage, you aren't obligated to make any mortgage payment. You only pay the property taxes and insurance. And if you were to pay cash for that home, that would be one option. But the other option is you could actually buy a higher priced home with a reverse mortgage.
Well, hopefully, because our prices are so high, they're moving to a cheaper house. But the bottom line is there are lots of different options that can be available with those types of loans, and they would be able to get a hold of you. It's not going to cost them anything to get a hold of you for advice or information. Is that accurate?
Absolutely. It's the best advice that I would give to my mom or my children. It's like, seek out a local mortgage professional who's really going to give you the time and go through your options and give you expert advice.
Randy, I've talked to your mom and she didn't want you moving anywhere close to her. Okay, so bottom line is, and we could go on for hours because there are so many other programs, and we'll forget about those types of loans. We also have first-time homebuyer loans. We have people they're moving sideways. You have the kind of the minute-by-minute update on what the interest rates are and so on. Saying that, again, we're going to put your phone number on the bottom of this video, but your advice is free. They can contact you at any time. Is that accurate?
Absolutely. A lot of people have resistance of dealing with their financial situation, but the best advice that I can give is to get your financial ducks in a row early in the process. Work out all of that stuff, the hard part, and then go have fun with someone like Gary.
What he says about when he talks about ducks in a row, though, what does that mean? He has a whole list of things, a checkoff list, so to speak, to help you stay organized and on schedule, if nothing else, not a lack of a better word.
Right. Ultimately, the goal is to get, say, pre-approved. You'll hear that term from every real estate agent is going to say, have you been pre-approved? And a pre-approval process, it means that is helpful because it helps you see what you can afford, but it also makes you a strong, shows that you're a strong buyer to a seller. And it also identifies any potential red flags in the process
that they could find out ahead of time and get that
Right.
particular issues taken care of.
And our company goes the next level for serious buyers, and we will actually send them through an underwriter. An underwriter is someone who puts that final stamp of approval on a loan. We'll send them in through underwriting before they have a property identified. And that takes away the uncertainty for not only the borrower, but also even the person that you're wanting to buy, the seller, the person that you're wanting to buy the property from. They know that they've been through underwriting. It takes away any kind of concerns or uncertainty that might exist.
So Randy, CrossCountry Mortgage is who you work with. And so what's your phone number?
My phone number?
Yes, not your personal one. Call at midnight.
541-735-9856.
And your email, of course, will be Randy at CrossCountry. Is that?
randy.free@ccm.com.
Okay. Again, Randy has all kinds of good advice, and it doesn't cost you a nickel to check things out. So my advice to you is, when you have questions, don't sit there and wait around and stew on it for a week. Give them a call. Until then, next time, this is Gary Raze, RE/MAX Integrity. You take care.
Thank you.